Okay, let's talk about a subject which is critically important, but which is often overlooked and underprepared for, and that's negotiation. When a company decides they want to hire you, they want to hire you for the least money they can. There's no question about it. If you talk to any recruiter, any person who's a senior human resources person, they'll all tell you the same thing. They want the most talent for the least money. Your job, and you owe it to yourself and your family, is to get the best overall compensation package you can, and most people fail miserably in this area. Why? They haven't had any training. Colleges don't teach it. You very rarely have a chance to study it. Part of what Harrington Reed is, one person said, is sort of a mid-career graduate school. It's like going to Harvard and Radcliffe, depending on whether you're male or female or whatever. It is a chance to take a look at your negotiating skills and learn how to negotiate on your own behalf. Let me show you just a simple example. Our staff here is much more accomplished in this than I am, and they can take this to the nth degree. Every month we have people getting signing bonuses, 30,000 more than they thought they could ever get using our techniques. But let me just share a couple of very simplistic ones with you, which even I can understand. Let's say you're going on an interview, and the decision maker asks you a simple question. Let's assume you have a job over at XYZ company, and you're considering taking this, which is a better job. And the decision maker asks you, he says, John, if you quit your job at XYZ and come on board with us, and we're very interested in you, how much notice would you have to give? And you say, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You may have just lost the job right there. It certainly is a pebble on the wrong side of the scale. Now let me tell you why. Maybe even a stone, maybe a boulder, but you're going in the wrong direction. Because this is a very average, ordinary answer. It's an unthinking answer, it's an untrained answer. It just pops out of the top of your head because that's what you said when you were 25 years old. 2 weeks. Okay. The hiring executive may ask you this. If you come on board with us, what will you be giving up at the other company in terms of part of your compensation package? Will you be giving up a bonus? Will you be giving up stock options? And other items? And you say no. Okay, let that sit for a minute. And I say, okay, John, what were you making at XYZ? What are you making? And you say, $90,000. Now, why did you say that? And the typical person will always answer, because they asked. Well, you're playing into their hand. Remember what they're trying to do, get you for the least money. They're also trying to pigeonhole you. What are you worth? People only know about you what they see and hear. They don't touch you, taste you, and smell you. They shake hands with you. That's the only time they touch you. But they go by what they see and hear. Once they process the visual and you're dressed well, they're listening to you. Most of the value that they perceive that you're worth comes through what you say. They can't see inside you. They've never worked with you. What do you say to create value? Okay. Now let's go back through these answers. 2 weeks. Very average, ordinary answer. Do I want to hire the average, ordinary person? No. I want to hire the extraordinary person. What is the extraordinary answer that creates the perception of value? Something like this. Oh, how much notice do I need to give? Oh, I guess the average answer would probably be 2 weeks, but you know, I've never thought of myself as average. I've always thought of myself as somewhat above average. And you know, my responsibilities over at XYZ have been such that to get the house in order and maybe even participate in hiring a successor, it's going to take, minimum 30 days. Now, if I give my notice and they say I can go, I would be here sooner. But I would say, out of professional courtesy, 30 days, and really the same courtesy I would extend to you if I were leaving your firm. And you smile. Now, that's very simple. Anybody can learn to say that. Hardly anybody does. And that is the answer that gets you to the next step. Now they know you're probably somebody they want to take seriously. Let's go to the next question. You're not giving up any bonus and stock options. That tells me there's some sort of a deficiency in your ability to negotiate on your own behalf. I'm certainly not going to hire you now in a negotiating capacity. You certainly can't run a division for me. You can't run my purchasing department because you've just told me you didn't know how to negotiate these things. You need to learn. You know, I know you're smart and I know you're well educated and I know you're capable. But there's room for improvement if it's the kind of answers you give. How about this answer? $90,000. Huge mistake. We're in Las Vegas. Your dream job here may pay $85,000. You just priced yourself out of the market. Even worse, I may be planning to pay $100,000. You just told me I can probably get you for $90,000 or maybe even a little less. You just lost $10,000, and that's $10,000 every year. Can you afford that? You just threw away your child's college education because you just said $90,000. The slightest slip can cost you tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands over a career of dollars. Have you ever thought about that? You need to start thinking about it. What's the right answer? Again, what's the right answer? No answer. Now, you can't sit there and say nothing, and you certainly don't want to tell a lie. You want to be truthful. But you could say something like this. So, John, what were you making over there at XYZ company? Well, you know, Mr. Decision Maker, I'm not concerned with compensation at this point. I'm not concerned at all. I've been on your website. I know you got 385 employees, and you're making money. I don't think that would be the case if you didn't pay people fairly. You seem like a fair man. What I'm concerned with is, can I make a contribution to your firm that is worth what you want it to be worth? Because really, this interview is about you. It's not about me. It's about your needs, your need to fill a position that you can't correct with a procedure or a technology. You need to hire a human being, and you want to hire the best human being. My objective right now is to share with you my qualities, my capabilities, the contribution I can make to convince you that I'm the best person. And I bet if we do that, we'll get to where we agree on the money. If I can bring $1 million contribution to your firm, I bet you'll pay me 10% of it. So really, it's all about my value and your need, and getting those two together, isn't it? Wow, that's a great answer. You know, and it leaves this an unknown. So now I can continue my negotiation. There are many things, and I don't have time to fill in the other side of the board, which talks about where you go from there, how you get them to agree to pay you $30,000 more than you've ever made, how you get the best benefits, how you secure a signing bonus, how you get stock options, how you start getting these things instead of not having them, how you can achieve the compensation level that you've always dreamed of, that you never knew how to go after. You never knew what to say. And there are very few books that have this kind of sophistication. We do. We are literally a mid-career graduate school. I appreciate it. Come see me and let me fill in the right side of the board for you. Thank you very much.